right, good morning from Iowa. It is a sweltering 66 degrees. Great temperature. Heading over to the 79 Camaro to basically work on restoring it. So if you're new to the channel, this isn't something I normally do, but I had the opportunity to do more of. So if you like it, please let me know. So yeah, this Camaro is 79 Rally Sport. It has, I don't know all the specs of it, but I know it should have less than 200 miles. The story that I've been told for years is that the mom went to pick up the car for the son, brand new. He spec'd it out, everything. She gets it home, and the mom was in trouble because she drove it more than what she was supposed to, and went to like a friend's house or something like that. So I guess he was shocked that it had maybe 150. We'll see how many miles are on there, but he was upset that it had more miles than what it should have, and it has sat ever since. So pretty cool. I mean, you don't see that a lot. So pretty excited to pull it out of the garage, get it cleaned up, and kind of see what happens. We're looking at maybe restoring it, getting it running, possibly driving. Pulling up to it for the first time here. Morning. So here we are. So this is the 1979 Camaro that I've been talking about. I just checked it. We're at 267 miles. How crazy is that? So it has basically sat here for the last 45 years, as I had mentioned. And so the process today that we're going to go through is basically pulling it out of the garage. They've already done a lot of work here and cleaned out this whole area. So this area had a kind of a decent amount of stuff around it, as it's accumulated 45 years of junk. So basically they cleaned it all out, aired up the tires. They actually said that these tires have been holding air for basically, they've only had to pump a little bit of air into them over the last 45 years. So that goes to show you the old stuff is still the best stuff. So gonna kind of do a little walk around with you here, check out the car. So this is obviously the Camaro, and then this is the olds on this side. Again, I don't know a lot of the details about it, but an 84 Hurst olds with the lightning rod shifters. So I'm gonna have to keep in mind not to hit my head here. But yeah, this is the Camaro here, and let's do a little quick walk around with it. All right, so walking around, obviously you can see it's accumulated quite a bit of dust over the years, but that's all right. It's preserved it. Tires, again, still holding the air. Overall, you know, had some critters on it, but check out this interior. The interior on this is actually fantastic. So you can just see it's primarily all the dirt from the outside, but the inside has been kept in good condition. This is the original window sticker that it came with. This is really cool. So basically it was bought for $7,900 back in the day. And the story goes is they drove it home. Actually, the mom drove it home and put 267 miles on it, and that short, not all that, but they did a couple of car shows with it over the years. But yeah, this is it. Rally Sport, no damage. I mean, this thing is pristine. 200, what you would expect for having 267 miles on it. I haven't even opened up the hood yet. Let's check out what's under the hood. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, yep, looks like a 350 of that era. You know, got the old carburetor, 4-barrel carburetor, I think is what I saw it had.
Good.
This one even had AC, so this is when you're starting to get into AC. So you got the compressor over there, brake booster, all that stuff. So all original for this part. So again, I've kind of mentioned, we got some nuts in there. Hopefully nothing comes out at me here. That's crazy. If you like this type of content, let me know, because I would love to get this thing running and possibly driving. Getting this thing going would obviously take a couple of episodes, and then possibly get this one going. Okay. Oh, nice. Perfect. Nice. Move right on, okay? Alright. Slow it down a little bit. Nice. Well, that went easier than expected. It rolled under its own weight without the brakes free. You know, the brakes were freed up totally. So here's a little bit more of it now that we got it out in the sunlight. This is the first time it's seen sunlight in years. Wow, this is awesome. All the cobwebs on the side here. So I'm just gonna maybe move it around a little bit. Got a little close on this side, so I might shift the tent just to make sure it's centered underneath the tent. But look at that. First sign of life out there and underneath the sunlight, kinda. Got the tent. It's underneath the tent still, but how cool. That's perfect. Okay. So now we got it sitting. This is where it'll be for the rest of the cleaning process. Looks great. Let's do a quick walk around. So these tires, let's see, do they have the date of manufacture on them? I don't know if that's a current. They just started doing that within the recent years. Obviously a little bit of dry rot here, but still holding air. No rust underneath here. A little on the muffler, but, or on the exhaust pipe, but that's it. That's so cool. Can't wait to see this window all cleaned up. I don't want to do that to the paint, but you can do that to the glass. You don't want to rub the dirt into the paint. So under here looks great. The original radial tires. So some of the chrome has started to oxidize a little bit, but I think most of that will be able to be cleaned up. Probably not with the stuff I'm doing today, but eventually it will be able to. There it is, a Rally Sport right there. That's so cool. All right, we got some of our cleaning supplies here. So the first step I'm gonna do is, I thought I was gonna have to do more of the interior because I thought I remember looking at this about 15 years ago and the interior was pretty dirty, but it's not. I haven't shown you this yet. Look at that. So there's the odometer, as you can see. 267 miles. I mean, this interior is just like brand new. Got the T-tops up there, nice glass coming in the top. Carpet's good, body by Fisher. Yeah, this is just really nice overall. Can't wait to take it for a cruise. Hopefully we'll get to that point. These are some of the things I got. Clay bar. I thought I was going to do again more of the interior stuff, but the interior is really, really good. Soap in here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. The regular car shampoo. So put that in the foam cannon after I kind of blast some of the dirt away. Obviously, those are all the cleaning products that I just talked about. And then the other thing I bought was just a cheap little pressure washer since I don't have all my supplies here. So hopefully that gets her done. Nothing too fancy since I'm mobile, but it really shouldn't need that much. I mean, it's just a lot of dirt. It looks filthy now, but it's just, should be able to blast away most of the dirt. All right, let's see, I made a little contraption here for the front so I can see the blasting away 45 years of dirt. Let's see what that does. Oh, I'm excited. I literally, I've been thinking about this for a while. This car has been kind of in our family for quite some years, and I've always wanted to see it cleaned up. And so the opportunity now to be able to get it nice and clean, and hopefully potentially later on, you know, get it running, we'll see. But I've thought about this for a long time, so this is kind of a cool moment for me to get it all cleaned up, so that way you can actually look at a nice clean vehicle. So let's check it out. Let's see how it goes. Oh, that's satisfying. Look at that. Look at that nice, beautiful black paint underneath of there. Oh, that's awesome. Let's go. You gotta do just one quick swipe on the window. Look at that. How cool. So obviously that dirt will come off pretty easily. So just a general washing, you know, I don't think we're gonna have to go too crazy with it. There may be a lot of contaminants on it. We'll see once I start the clay bar. But how cool. This is gonna look neat when it's all done. It's hard to get an idea from this camera how it looks now, but as you can see here, look at there. Look at the two differences. How cool. It's crazy. It's almost got like a, it almost has like a bluish hue. It looks like it, a blackish blue. It may be just because it's underneath this tent. That's pretty cool. Look at the difference. Once you get over here in these areas, this looks dirty, but this is just painted rubber essentially. And then back here on the bumper, you just want to avoid spraying too close with the pressure washer because that stuff it's pretty fragile. How cool is this so far? This is kind of here's the front. This might be a thumbnail right here. So half and half, right down the middle. Let's keep going with it. Look at that. How cool. And this is not even cleaning it. This is just pressure washing so far. About this, Grandpa Bob?
What's this?
You said, are you the type of man that's just like, just wash the car already? All this talking, all this video. You're like, you're not getting anything done.
Oh, I don't care.
And I know you don't, but it's got to be different for you to see. Here I am, essentially wasting time, but this is part of the process. It's
okay.
It's a different process, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. right. So now the next step, got most of it. I've already pressure washed it, got most of the dirt off of it. There's still some down in the crevices and stuff like that, so I'm gonna watch to make sure I don't pick those up on the rag, because you know, I would hate to take any dirt that's trapped down inside there and then rub it across the paint. So as I'm cleaning now, because I'm going, so I've already done the pressure wash. I've let the soap sit on there for about 15 minutes, and then rinse that off. Usually you can leave that on if you'd like, but I'm trying to, since there was so much dirt on here, I'm just trying to keep it washing. So now I'm going with just a traditional method of a soap mitt and a bucket, and I'm gonna keep changing out the water in the bucket periodically, so that way I avoid picking up any dirt and transferring it to another area. So let's get to it. So I'm gonna look at the rag every so often to make sure doesn't have any dirt. Like, really, so far so good. I was kind of expecting it more to be on the rag. I'm also listening to make sure that I don't hear any noises, like a grinding noise from the paint. That would obviously mean that I picked up some type of a debris. So you don't want to, again, take that and rub that across the paint. So far so good. Keep dipping the wash mitt into the bucket. I guess the soap did its job initially and washed away a lot of it, because I really fully expected this to be just brown. So I'm not sure what this is. You can kind of see it right here. It almost looks like a slug or something. This is the area that I was trying to avoid with the pressure washer. So I'm just trying to lightly rub it off. It may take a little bit of buffing or something to actually get that off. So here's how she sits after its first wash. So you can see got a decent amount of oxidation up in the front here. So buffing it is what it will really need. I'm going to clay bar it, and it'll remove some of those contaminants, and then come back at a later point in time to do the buffing and waxing for the oxidation. But I mean, so far it's clean. You run your hand across the surface and there's not a lot on there. So I'm gonna get it dried off here, and then put the clay bar to it and start kind of claying it and prepping it for some wax. So just finished up with the clay bar process. It actually wasn't too bad. Just used one bar and took off a lot. There wasn't that much really. A couple of funky spots up on the roof, but overall I did a pretty good job. So you just see some of this oxidation in here. It's a lot on the hood. It's always been parked in reverse, so you can tell the front half of the car is more oxidized than the back half, which has been sitting in the dark in the back of the garage. So the front half has definitely seen more sunlight, and you can kind of see that in the oxidation in the front. So I'm gonna put a little bit of wax on there. A couple of imperfections that we noticed along the way, but he said some of these came actually from the factory. So just kind of how things were back in the days, but more oxidation in the back, but it's a smooth surface. So I'm gonna try just hand waxing it without a buffer or anything like that first, and see how it turns out. got most of it all clean. The front bumper and the rear bumpers are, like I mentioned before, the plastic. And I'm gonna have to look up a different compound to clean those up because everything else polished up really, really nice. Couple of flaws here and there, but he said that some of those were from the factory actually. So overall, it worked out really well. If you come over here, I'll show you the inside. So we didn't need to do too much on the inside. Most of it was pretty clean already. Obviously they had the red, and then they would have taped this off to make the black line, and their tape wasn't completely secured. I assume that's how they did it in the past. I don't know all the history, but this is a pinstripe here. This is actually, you can feel there's a texture to it. And then this right here, you can see it just didn't quite get the tape down, and the black went right through where the tape was supposed to go. Well, history tells a little story. So inside the car, got a little bit of water. We'll dry that out. I noticed it looks like the T-tops, because this one has the T-tops. So there's a little bit of a leak, which you're gonna pretty much guarantee even in the 90s vehicles. I remember my old Trans Am, the T-tops would leak a little bit. You just have rubber seals keeping the water out, so they aren't perfectly lined up, they'll leak a little bit. Door, obviously, cleaned all that on the door. Saw a little bit of that same taping up on the top here. You can kind of see it. It blew out right underneath of there. All right, so we got it all cleaned up. It worked out really well. As you can see, most of these panels nice and clean. The trunk, all nice and clean. So at this point, we're pretty much ready. We're gonna put it back in the garage, and then if you guys like seeing this type of content, I'll come back out here, work on getting power to it and possibly getting it running, and then who knows, maybe take it for a ride and then work on the next car after that. So just hook the battery up to this and check it out. Got some lights on in here. Yeah, turn the there are the headlights. Let's see if the reverse lights and all the running lights are on. Got a light there. Another light there. Oh, look at there.
So what's going on with all this? I see a lot of nuts here.
Well, some squirrel or chipmunk must have gotten in here and basically started storing, made itself a little home. This is the air filter, and then he must have started just stacking acorns in here. So hopefully he doesn't come out of there.
Nice. And well, what happens if you turn it on? Will it mess with the car?
Right now it would suck all, if it were to start. It's not going to start because the battery's dead. The fuel is bad. The oil needs to be changed. It may be seized up. So there's a lot of things that we got to do before I can just go and turn the key and fire it right up, because it's been sitting for 45 years. So before we even tried to start it, we would get all that stuff out of there. Otherwise it would suck it all into the engine. It could potentially damage the engine.
Come over here, cameraman. Girl. I see some rust over here. Would that mess up the car engine? Would
No.
that rust? No? Okay. Good talk.